When disaster strikes, will you be ready? Make a family disaster plan. Know what to do and where to go if you have to evacuate. Consider special needs of disabled family and pets. Assemble a disaster supplies kit. Pack food, water, medicines, and first aid items to last a week. Include a portable radio with extra batteries to receive instructions and stay informed. Remember, make a plan, assemble a kit, stay informed, be ready.
Welcome back to Carson Now. We have Lisa Davis, who is the DARE officer and the Juvenile Services Coordinator for Carson City Sheriff's Department. And you wanted to talk about also kind of a prescription drugs. We just got through talking about prescription drugs with Kirk Wentworth. And but this is about the problems that prescription drugs have in terms of abuse. And so tell me a little bit about what you're working on with this.
We are releasing a DARE parent alert letter that's going out in the Peachy folders through the elementary students to all parents with children in grades 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. Okay. And what we are wanting to do is make sure that parents are alert to the fact that children are abusing prescription drugs and over-the-counter drugs, and they're starting as early as age 12 and 13. Oh. 1 in 5 of these teenagers report that they have abused prescription drugs, pain medications, stimulants, tranquilizers, that sort of thing. They're stealing them from home. 90% of them come from home.
Oh. Wow. So I guess there's such a bigger availability. I mean, if you've got medicine cabinets full of these drugs, and now it makes it easier for them to get a hold of, and is that?
Well, it's become the drug of choice for teenagers or for middle school age students because it is so available. Yeah. They also, I've heard teenagers say things like, well, it's not dangerous because it comes from the doctor. Yeah. Okay. They don't understand that physician-controlled means that medicine was prescribed to a specific person with a specific condition. And you know, and if they're just experimenting, grabbing stuff off the shelf and seeing what it does, that sounds extremely dangerous. That's right. And nationwide, DARE America has issued this letter and this parent alert because they're concerned 1 in 5 teenagers are saying that they have used different types of prescription drugs. We've got 1 in 10 youth nationwide abusing cough medicine and cough syrups and things like that. So NyQuil, that sort of thing.
All right. And so, but you know, getting them early. I mean, some people think 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. That's pretty early, but you know, in some ways, that's where you have to make that impact.
You've got to figure that they have older brothers and sisters. Some of them will. Another thing is, age 12 is when they're starting to use this stuff. So yes.
So yeah, 5th grade, and you know, that's about 10 years old, and you know, so you're trying to get them into that. So getting this word out to everybody, and that goes into the folders of all these kids, and you know, for their parents to see, obviously, and try to let them know what's happening.
Yes.
Do you think there's a problem with that parents aren't that informed about, or kind of willful ignorance about, you know, what the prescription drugs problems are?
Most times people are not aware of the dangers, and that's why we've got such a big problem starting to build. Yeah. What we've seen are teenagers that have abused and overdosed and died from the use of the prescription drugs, as well as mixing them with alcohol. Yeah. Very, very dangerous. So. Yeah.
So, you know, and this is all about, you know, once they get into high school, if you can make the impact before they get to that far, right?
Yes.
That's where you can try to have a...
Prevention's the key. There have been studies that show that when you send information home to parents, you better go through the elementary schools so that they get the information, okay? If we go and take this letter to the middle school, it probably would not make it home. Oh. And we are trying to get this information into the hearts of our homes in the community.
Yeah. So what advice do you have for parents out there, you know, looking, they have their kids, and you know, and they see something like, you know, hear about something, prescription drug problems like this? What advice for them? What do they need to know?
They need to know that 90% of the medications that the kids are using come right from their homes or the homes of their children. They also need to be aware that kids are what they call farming, P-H-A-R-M-I-N-G, not the old-fashioned farming, and they'll take medicines and they'll mix them up, and then they'll just pop pills. and they think because it's prescription it's not harmful. What you need to do is to keep your medicines locked up. They need to be aware of how many pills or how much medicine is in a bottle or what have you, so that they're alert, and they need to pay attention to if they're on a regular dose of medicine or they have something that they take daily. They need to know, pay attention to disappearing medications.
Yeah.
And yes.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess some people might look and say, well, I've got this old bottle of antibiotics. It's not there to get anybody high, but those are the kind of things you still need to look out for, right?
Yes, and in fact, the way this letter is coming out is through a partnership with Partnership Carson City, Carson City Sheriff's Office, and DARE, and we are going to be looking at a big, huge focus on prescription drugs for the next couple of months, including the proper disposal of the medications.
Yeah.
You'll hear from Judge Tatro and Kathy Bartos.
Yeah, so you shouldn't have, if you've got old medicines hanging around your medicine cabinet you're just not taking, you just got it there for...
You need to turn them in somewhere. Do not flush them down the commode. That's what they used to do, is flush them down the toilet. They don't want you to do that anymore because the chemicals are released into the...
Oh, okay. Because so the water's not, you know, the downstream users don't...
Yes, so, you know, but you can turn them in so that they can be properly disposed of.
Okay. All right. Any other tips for parents on looking out for things?
I think you need to pay attention to your children to make sure you understand the signs and symptoms. You can have academic failure starting to go on. You can have kids that are unable to sleep. Be aware of their friends. That's a huge one. When they start changing friends, you'll start to see habits change. And talk to your children. That's if you're alert and you're talking with your kids, then you can reduce the risk of this trouble.
Okay. And then also, you know, getting healthy activities, right? Is that the other
Absolutely.
thing? Because aren't there studies out there, kids who are involved in you know, sports and things like that are far less likely to abuse things like that? Is this?
They need to be connected to the community. They absolutely must be connected. And yes, whether it's sports or some kids like art, they like acting, music. Any of those things are very good for kids. You have to fill that time with something. Yeah,
because bored teenagers are trouble, right? Is that?
Yes, yes. My dad was a sheriff in New Mexico, and he had us on the farm, and he made us work quite hard. And he said, "Bored hands means in trouble."
Yeah.
So, yes.
So keeping everybody busy and doing things and
doing constructive things.
Right.
Yes.
And that's what you do with DARE, is you also help do some constructive things or help foster those kind of activities a little bit.
DARE not only gives information, there's a lot of misunderstandings about the DARE program that we've overcome here in Carson City over the past 5 years. And one of the things that we do is we form a relationship with you. Adults need to have relationships. It's not just being busy. It's got to be meaningful too. So.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break right now, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Charlie Morello, owner of Allied Tires, and this is my wonderful Chihuahua, Sammy. For the past 38 years, Allied Tire has been Carson City's hometown tire and auto repair shop, selling quality tires at a great price. To jumpstart the winter tire selling season, we have discounted all brands of tires we sell, and Cooper Tire is giving a $50 rebate with any purchase of 4 of its best-selling tires. All tires will be mounted and balance-free. Please come in soon and get a great deal at Allied Tires. We are located on Highway 50 East, across from the post office.